Few games really liked about the offense?
Well, we moved the ball. When you only punt one time, it's a pretty good deal. But we had chances to make plays. When you got those chances, you got to make those plays. That's what it comes down to. I mean, they did. They made the plays in crucial situations. We fought them for 3 quarters. And, those plays came up. We tell our kids now it's going to come up. We can't tell you when it's going to come up, how it's going to come up, what part of the game. You got to be prepared for it.
Are you satisfied with the number of kind of explosive plays or big plays you're getting? Because I think you're averaging like 10 or more yard plays per game at this point.
That's good. That's good. No, we again, making the right reads and decisions, helping that. And so I think it's been very good for us.
What are some of the obstacles you deal with in a 2-quarterback system?
Well, again, I think the obstacles are really good because you got 2 guys that can play, so the competition's great. When you turn in your grades each day, they're all wondering what they did, and they're all, well, Coach, I'm not sure about it. Well, here it is. We went over it as a staff. We went over it and went through it, and this is it. So it's been really, really great. I mean, the competition's been great. So when you get out there, they don't want to mess up. When you got one guy, you pretty much for sure is it, but with 2 of them out there, it's a lot of competition. That's good for the position.
How did you think that played out in the first half? Why were they both so successful?
Again, they knew what to do. They went out there and executed it, and I think that's part of being successful. Knowing that you got to be on your game, and somebody sitting on the bench right behind you can play too. When you create depth in a position, that's a coach's best ally right there.
You've seen Tyler for several years, but to bounce back from missing 3 games, first play back, takes a sack, steps right up and makes a big play, leads a touchdown drive. Is that what you expect out of a guy like him?
Oh, yeah. I expected out of both of them. I really did. That's what we expected and was happy for him and took it down there and, put us in the right play a couple times too, so that's really good.
It's a little random. Tell me about Fred Walker and what all he does for you guys and sort of his role with you on the offense.
Fred. Fred's been around. He's a young coach trying to learn, what we do in the office, how we work, different things that we do. And I think it's critical that he understands that. He understands how important it is to us. He understands the time and the effort we spend with our kids. And I think he's just learning as he goes through. It's a great experience for him, and he helps us in every way. Anything that he can do, he helps us. And he's got a business on the side too, so don't let him fool you. He comes in there asking you if you can wash your car. He's pretty high priced too. Y'all can put that in there. I get it done a lot cheaper some other places, but he does a really good job.
Just talk about getting back on the field.
I felt good to get back out there. I hadn't played probably over a month or something like that, so it was good to get back in rhythm and flow with things and stuff like that.
Your first play back, they send the pressure, they get to you, but you bounce right back up and lead a touchdown drive, make probably one of your better throws of your career.
Yeah, it's just, I'm the type of person, once I get out there, it takes me like 1 or 2 plays just to get going, and so that was my play I got sacked on. So after that, I knew I was ready, and, that drive, went down there and we scored. So, it was good for me to get back out there and, just be with the team and get back out there on the field.
What's the last month been like for you, obviously, being the starter and then, watching from the sideline? How difficult was it watching from the sideline?
At first it was pretty difficult, but I knew my job at the time was to, help Dak from the sideline. I still had to be like I was a starter quarterback out there on the field. And, when I saw things that he didn't see, on the backside of plays and stuff like that, I told him. And that's how we always been. So it was just good for me to take that side of the approach and be able to help any way I could.
Obviously, it gives him a lot of confidence being a young guy. But talk about Bear, being able to stretch the field like that, and you guys being able to pose that threat, obviously with him and Rojo.
Yeah, I tell Bear all the time. I say, just be patient. It's gonna happen. When your time comes, it's gonna come. And I say, you don't know when it's going to come. You don't know when the play is going to be. You don't know who it's going to be against. And it just so happened he made a pretty good play in LSU. So, I think that gave him a lot of confidence. And we look forward to him continuing to get better and all the receivers the rest of the year.
Coach Mullen said this morning that you actually checked that play, the first touchdown. Talk about what you saw in that play and what made you decide to make a change.
To be honest, it was the exact same cover, exact same play as last year. The exact same thing. So I've seen it before. So they brought the same thing, and I was fast and quick, and I knew the protection I wanted to call and the route that I wanted to call. It was just, I guess you'd say muscle memory. I just knew what to do. We really didn't go over that play at all. during the week. Actually, we had another check, but I felt like that would be the better thing at that moment in time. So it worked out for me.
Your quick keeper that you called there around left end, and you not just got yards, but you started carrying some people with you.
Yeah, that's something Dak taught me. So I give Dak credit on that one. But actually, I just ran the ball, and I wasn't going down, and I just kept going, moving my feet. So.
How many times between, I guess, Oklahoma State and then did you think you were going to start? I mean, because Auburn, it was kind of iffy, so when did you think you were going to get back? I
mean, it was always kind of iffy. I mean, you didn't know. They said, we have to play you, we'll play you. If we don't, your job is just to, help out. They wanted me to make sure I got, healthy before I went back on the field. And, they were just looking out for my health and stuff like that. So, at first it was frustrating for me to, sit and want to play, especially in big-time games like Auburn and stuff like that. But I knew my role was to help any way I could, and I did my best to, get the crowd up, get our team up, help Dak out and stuff like that.
Was there anything you thought that you weren't quite 100% on during the game?
Actually, to be honest, last week I didn't really have a good week of practice. I think I was just trying to press too much and trying to, just try to make the perfect throw or perfect play and stuff like that, and just instead of just letting it all happen. And when I got in the game, it just kind of all came to me, and I felt like I was my old self, just checking plays and just getting the offense in the right place.
So you set another record for your touchdown passes. I know you're going to tell me it's not that big a deal, but when you got here, did you kind of look and say, hey, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one?
Not really, but to be honest, when we first got here, me and Chad Bumbles, we were roommates, and I mean, when you first get here, you look through the records and stuff like that. I mean, that's what you do as a freshman. And he said something, hey man, we can break these records. But at the time, I mean, you just thought that we was just talking and stuff like that. But I mean, it just comes from having a good coaching staff, good teammates, and people who can go out there and make plays for you. Without them, I mean, I couldn't get those. You got to have receivers to catch. You got to have a lineman to block. You got to have a running back to take the ball and open up the passes and stuff like that. And good defense to get you back the ball. So without them guys, the record wouldn't mean anything. And right now, I mean, it's good. I mean, but records are meant to be broken. Somebody will break mine. So for me, it's just continue to get better as a person, as a player, and just keep going.
Close to 100%.
Yeah, I feel like I was about 95% when game time started. So. And after, I feel feeling pretty good too. So.
Griff's playing with you there. Especially because you missed the LSU game last year. I mean, how satisfying was to break a couple of long runs, especially there in the first series?
I mean, it felt good. First play, the first series of the game, I got a pretty long run. I started feeling well. Offense was clicking. Just wish we would have made more plays on offense, so we can come out with a victory.
You guys didn't miss a beat in that first half, whether it was Dak, the quarterback, or Tyler. What was it that was just making it click so well in the first half?
It starts out here at practice. We had great practice all week last week, and we were executing our plays like we should, and we knew that we had, coming to the game that we had to make a lot of big plays to beat these guys. As you can see, those guys didn't miss any plays that need to be made. They made all their plays that they need to make. Like you said, in the first half, we made a lot of big plays and kept making plays. It just in the second half, I feel like we didn't make as many plays as we needed to make to win the game. So, but I mean, it's like you said, all you can do is get better out here in practice and get better this week coming up so we can get a victory.
You've been here just as long as Tyler. What was it like for you to see him kind of come back in the game and be as successful as he was? Oh,
it felt great seeing Tyler out there. Like when he came out there, I just knew he was gonna click. Everything's gonna be okay. He was throwing the ball pretty well. He made a run that I like a physical run that I seen. And you really don't see Tyler do that much, but I mean, it was great to see him do that, get his confidence back. Like today, he had a lot of confidence at practice too. So, and me and him was talking. He was saying that he did get his confidence back, and it feels good to be back out here and be 100%.
He made 2 passes there for this touchdown second quarter that are about as good as a ball can be thrown. You've seen Tyler throw a lot of passes, but that was as good as he's been.
That was a great pass. Matter of fact, me and Jameon Lewis were just talking about that yesterday. How great of a pass that was when he threw it to Jameon in the corner of the end zone. But like I said, Tyler's known for that. He has a great arm. He's very accurate, but I like what I've seen out of him. I've seen a lot of toughness out of him Saturday. So just want to see what happens this week.
How have some of the skill players responded to the 2-quarterback system?
I like it actually. I mean, it's different. I mean, it's something you gotta get used to. But like as you can see in the first half Saturday, we really didn't mess up anything. We didn't miss a beat. We brought Tyler in and Dak in also too. So it's different. But I mean, you get used to it because as long as you practice and get better at plays, and everybody gets adjusted to everybody, and everything's falling in place.
You seen much from Bowling Green yet? Have y'all watched film on them yet?
We watched the film with them today.
What have you seen from their defense?
Their defense, they're pretty sound. They don't bring as much pressure, but when they bring pressure, they bring it late, and they try to catch you off guard with that. So we just want to make sure we stay on our P's and Q's and make sure we pick up any kind of protection that we need to protect the quarterback. And up front, they're pretty good up front also. So we just make sure we probably can try to run the ball on these guys a little bit more probably and see how things go.
The night against LSU made a lot of explosive plays against Troy, but that was LSU, so he really stepped up on the offense.
Yeah, I think we stepped it up. You know, we made some pretty good plays, but we still have some things we had to get better on, so we just going to work from there. You know, we're going to get better for all the things that we did wrong.
What did you say to Tyler before the game against LSU? It was his first game in a month. Did you say anything to him before the game?
Well, I really ain't even had to say nothing to Tyler because, you know, I know he was ready. And then, you know, ain't too much to say. It's LSU anyway, so that's a big game out top. So if you got to tell someone to get pumped about that game, you know, they got a problem from there.
Did you see maybe an extra step, hopping in step before the warm-ups and stuff?
Yeah. You know, I saw everybody had a, you know, extra step to them. You know, everybody was juiced up. You know, we just was excited to go out there and, you know, perform on that level. But even though we got the loss, we was ready though.
Your route running has really improved compared to last year, man. I mean, you're pretty crisp out there with your routes. And obviously, LSU had a hard time holding you down. How much time have you put into that since last year?
I mean, we put in a lot of time, but because we got the new turf and new facility, you know, it's been like a playground out here in the summer. You know, everybody, we just out here, you know, we'll be running around, even though we're joking or serious, but soon enough, we're going to get competitive, and we out there, you know, trying to beat, you know, whoever we're going again.
The touchdown that Tyler threw you, was it threaded in there as closely as it looked, you know, from maybe the press box?
I mean, yeah, it was a pretty pass, a beautiful pass. Then, you know, when I turned around, I really thought that I really thought I wasn't even in, but I kind of figured I put 1 foot in, but I tried to put both. That's where I thought I wasn't in, but at the end of the day, it just was a beautiful pass, and I just made a play on it.
You talked about the team being juiced for LSU. How do you translate that juice now and be ready for Bowling Green, because it's a game you can't afford to let down?
We don't need no letdown. This, you know, it's college football. You can't take no one light. We got to go hard. And then we know they prepare just like we prepare. We just got, you know, stay grinding, stay hungry, and just come out with this W and then start the SEC play again.